boxing or fitting the cast iron box into the centre of the stock to take the wear of the revolving wheel. Back in the forge, the wheel approaches the next stage. A traveller, which works on the same principle as the surveyor's wheel, measures out the length of metal required to band the wheel. The wheel is placed on a tiring platform and locked into position to keep it steady. In most parts of the country, the tyre would have been heated by lighting a turf fire all around its circumference. But predictably in County Wexford, a power-driven Pierce's fire fan is used in this much speedier process. Wheel dogs are used to turn the hot metal band and later to lift it onto the wheel. In position, the band must be quickly cooled before it burns the wood. And as it contracts on cooling, it grips the wheel even more tightly. Only if the wheel becomes excessively dry will this band ever become loose. The need for well-seasoned timber is obvious. When the bands did loosen, people often solved the problem by covering them with wet sacks for a period of time. The spoked wheel can be truly said to thrive in damp conditions, not like the motor car. Perhaps it was the finish more than anything else which made old horse-drawn vehicles so distinctive. Almost all vehicles had a pattern of decoration which included lines both fine and broad, which were as accurate as a modern transfer. These lines were always applied with the full length of the squirrel hair brush. No task calls for such a sure hand or steady eye. Colin Breen and his carriage works have been supplied with coach enamel by the same firm, Parsons of Dublin, since 1883. Before this stage is reached, much preparation has taken place. The wheel is sanded and primed to give later coats a key to the original timber. Undercoated, filled and sanded again. From 10 to 12 coats of paint are applied to give the desired finish. All paint is brushed on to give a depth of paint and a mirror finish. Sprays are just not satisfactory. The early motor cars, by the way, also had this type of finish in pre-assembly line days. Another spectacular feature of many old coaches was the leatherwork. Leather was widely used for springs, panels, upholstery, and, as in this case, wings or mudguards for a Victoria carriage. Patent leather is used, and after the pricking wheel has marked out the position of the stitches, the holes are made with an awl. The leather is sewn using 2 needles. This two-handed action was once a common sight in the workshops of harness makers, boot makers, and other leather workers. The thread is waxed to make it water repellent. Artie Sluds has the confident, rapid movements of the true craftsman. Though much of the Breen's work consists of repairs and restoration, the works also manufacture new vehicles. The 4-carriage seen earlier under construction was for a Victoria. As the various parts come together, the completed vehicle takes shape. It would be impossible to show all the stages of construction. The magnificent upholstery in this vehicle is reminiscent of the grandeur of another age. The work on these carriages and coaches compares well with the coaches in the National Museum, the Dublin Lord Mayor's coach, and Henry Grattan's or Daniel O'Connell's great mobile platform, covered with green baize and trimmed with golden tassels and binding.